Hi, welcome to my video on the surface area of a cone. Surface area of a cone. A cone is as I look at this one, but if you look at the bottom one, where you turn it upside down, it looks like an ice cream cone where you put ice cream in, and that's exactly what it is. We have a cone. A cone has a circular base going around. The dot indicates that's the backside that you can't see, and a curved lateral surface. The height of the cone is from B down to O, from the top, perpendicular to the base, and the height is indicated by an H. That will come more into play when we do volume. It's from the top of the cone perpendicular to the base, forming a right angle right at the center of the circle. O is the center of the circle. The slant height of the lateral surface is the side surface. The slant height is AB. That's the distance from A to B coming down the side from the top to where the diameter hits or the radius hits this corner side. And that slant height we'll denote it by L. And the radius is OA. And we know what we call a radius. We denote it by R. So a cone has, and I made up a makeshift cone. And the makeshift cone is like the one I have here. And I just made a piece of paper and put it together with Scotch tape. And if I lodge it down, it's similar to the one we have up right here. And the thing I wanted to show you about this is that the bottom of the cone, as you can see, is a circle. But if I take it apart, this is the best part about this one. If I take it apart, I need a compass to take it apart because it's stuck on. There we go. There's one off. And we take the other one off. Let's see. And when we unfold this, we get this shape. And that's the lateral side of the cone. Remember, the bottom of the cone is a circle, which is right here. This is the circle. And this is the lateral area. And the lateral area is in the shape of an area of a sector. So the math behind this is a little bit more complicated. So I just took it apart to explain where I'm going to get that, where the formula is coming from. But to explain how to get it is going to take a higher math. So again, just that's the area of a sector. And the sector has two radii and bounded by an arc that we did before. So let's continue. The base area of a cone is a circle, and the area of a circle is pi r squared. And the lateral area of a cone is the surface area, is the area of a sector, but it's going to be pi r l. And how that's derived, we'll need more math probably in grade 11 or 12. But let's accept that the surface area of this cone is the formula called pi times r times the slant height L. And the surface area is B, and base area and lateral area, so that's pi r squared plus pi r L. And that's the two of them put together to get the surface area. Let's do some examples to find the surface area of a cone. Here we have a cone. The center is O. OA says 2 meters. And it says HA is 8 meters, and HA is the slant height. So we have a radius of 2, and we have a slant height of 8. Remember, this is the slant height, the height of the side, the length of the side. The height of the cone is the perpendicular distance down from the top down to the center. Now, we need to get the surface area, so we need the base area, which is the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. And so that's 3.14 times 2 squared. And if you work that out with a calculator, you get 12.56. And the lateral area of a cone, LA, is lateral area. The lateral area of a cone is pi RL. So it's 3.14. The radius is 2, and the slant height is 8. And when you multiply all that out with a calculator, you get 50.24. And so the lateral area is the base area, the surface area is the base area in the lateral area, which is 12.56 plus 50.24. Remember, this is in meters, so this is area, so this is square meters, and this is square meters. When you add those up, you get 62.8, and it's already rounded, and it's square meters, so 62.8 square meters is the surface area of this cone. And another example, we have another cone. O is the center, and X, Y this time is right straight across, so that's the diameter. So what we have is a diameter of 20 inches. So the radius is from O to Y, so the radius, or O to X, either or, half that, so the radius is 10. And it says OF is this distance. OF is the perpendicular distance from the center to the top. So we have a 24, and we have a 10, and a 10, 10 OX, 10 OY, but we don't have a slant height. So what we can do is we have a right triangle because the height is there. So we got C squared is A squared plus B squared, and the slant height, let's call it L, and C, this is the right triangle right here, and in a right triangle, C is the hypotenuse, which is the L, so it's L squared. A is 24, B is 10, so we continue to work out the Pythagorean here. We'll have 24 is 576, 10 squared is 100, so that means that L squared is 676, so L is the square root of 676, and L is equal to, with a calculator, 676 gives you 26. So we have the slant height of 26. That means we're now able to get the base area. The base area is the area of the circle because we have the radius, and we're able to find the lateral area, which is the area of the side, which is pi RL. So we have the radius, we can get the base. We have our radius and L, we can get the lateral area. So the area of the base is 3.14 times R is 10, so it's 10 squared. So that's 100, so that's 314. And the units is inches, so this is area, so square inches. And the lateral area is 3.14, and R is 10. And we found the lateral height to be 26. And when you use your calculator and multiply all that out, you will get 816.4, multiplying all that out. And that's inches squared. So now we have the surface area is made of the base area plus the lateral area. And there's only one base, so it's 314. Notice there's only one. A cylinder has two bases, but this cone has only one. And the lateral area is 816.4, and all together it adds up to 1130.4 already in the tenths, and it's inches squared. So again, we had to do the Pythagorean property on the right triangle to get the slant height, because to get the surface area of a cone, you need your radius and you need your slant height. And let's continue. Another example. Find the surface area of each cone. In this case, I gave you the height and I gave you the slant height. So if you draw the diagram, and let's draw a quick diagram of this. There we go. So we have the height of the cone. The height of the cone goes perpendicular to the base. So there's the height. The slant height is 10, so that's the height coming from the top down to the bottom, going along the side, 10. And in order to work out the area, I need the radius. So the height is perpendicular. So we got c squared is a squared plus b squared. Notice I'm always stressing the Pythagorean. I have a right triangle, and the c is opposite the right angle, so c is 10. When I do the Pythagorean, I always put my hypotenuse in first, the side opposite the right angle. 8 is a, and I could call b as the r, because b is this distance here, which is the r. Let's call it r. So I have 100. I have a 64, r squared. So 100 minus 64 is r squared. So r squared that's 36. R is the square root of 36. So r is equal to 6. So now I have a slant. Just to check it out, I have a radius of 6, and I have a slant height L of 10. So now I'm able to find the surface area. So the base area is the area of the circle on the bottom. So it's 3.14. And the radius is 6, so it's 6 squared. And when you use a calculator on that, you get 113.04. Slant is the area of the side, so it's pi RL. Again, memorize the formulas. Easy. Practice writing the formula over and over and over until you know what the formulas are. Radius is 6, slant height is 10, and when you multiply all that out, you get 188.4. And we have centimeters, so let's go back and put square centimeters in for the areas. So the surface area is the base area plus the lateral area. The base area is 113.04. The lateral area is 188.4. And when you add all that up, you get a 301.44. And it says to the nearest tenth. So this 4 right here is in the 10th place. The number to the right is less than 5, so we do not change. So it's 301.4. If this number digit right here was 5 or more, we would add 1 to this 4 to make it a 5. So that's centimeters squared. So there's the final answer to the nearest tenth. And practice. Practice means pause the video and work this out on your own, and then play it back to see if you're going to get it right. Do that for each question. And here we go. We're given OR. OR is the radius, so we have a radius of 3 millimeters. And the other things to make sure that all your units are the same, because if they're not, you have to make sure they're in the same unit. Millimeters, okay. And we have the distance down here. That's the slant height. L is 5. So the base area B is the area of the circle, pi r squared, 3.14 times radius 3 squared. Use your calculator and you get a 28.26, and it's millimeters, so it's millimeters squared. The surface area is the area of the side, and the area of the side is pi RL. And pi is 3.14, the radius is 3, the slant height is 5, and when you multiply that out, you get 47.1, and it's millimeters squared because it's area. And the surface area is one base, and the lateral one side, and so it's 28.26, which is the area of the bottom circle. Area of the side is 47.1, and when you add that up, you get 75.36, and we got to round it to the nearest tenth. So that's rounded to 75.4. Again, this 3 is in the 10th place. If the number or the digit to the right is 5 or greater, you add 1 to the 10th place. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And so the final answer is 75.4 millimeters squared. Now another one. Pause the video and see if we're going to get this one right and work it out. The base area is 50.24 square yards. So if that's the base area and the base of a cone, this cone is a circle, so the base area is, let's call it B, which is 50.24. So the area is the base is a circle, so its area is pi r squared. So that means area is 50.24. We fill in pi as 3.14. So notice I'm given the base area. So in order to continue on, if I need the radius and I already have my slant height. The slant height is 12, but I need my radius. So filling the area in the 50.24, filling in 3.14, I'm going to solve this for r. So that means I divide each side by 3.14. Done. And so they cancel out. 3.14 cancels out. I get an r squared. And when I divide that out, I get a 16. 50.24 divided by 3.14. I made it come out to be 16. Nice number. So r is the square root of 16. So r is equal to 4. So I have a radius of 4 and a slant height of 12. Now I'm able to find my, so notice I reverse this. To get the surface area, you need the radius and you need your slant height. So I have both. So let's get the base area, which I already have, 50.24. But I need the lateral area. The lateral area is pi RL. And 3.14 times the radius, which is 4, times the slant height, which is 12. And when you multiply that out, you get 150.72 if you use your calculator. And again, the areas are square yards. So this is square yards. And so the surface area is one base, one lateral area. So it's 50.24, add on 150.72. And when you add that up, you get 200.96. And it says round to the nearest tenth. So that means that becomes a 0. This number is 5 or greater, so you add 1 to 9 to get 0. So I get a 201. So 201, and it's square yards is the final answer to the nearest tenth. Okay, let's continue. What's on the next page? Practice again. Practice means pause the video and work out the answers. Lots of practice. Practice makes perfect. Find the surface area to the nearest tenth. The base circumference is 31.4. Now I have the circumference of the circle. So the circumference of the circle is 31.4 meters. We know the circumference is 2 pi r. And we know we need the radius. We have the height of the cone is 12. So if you think about it, the height is h is 12. So I have, if you look at the circumference of the base, I have no slant height or I have no radius. So I have to go and get both of these. Let's see. If you draw a cone, and like this, quickly, and you have the height of the cone, which is down right here, that's 12, and you don't have your radius, so you don't have your R, you don't have your L, so you got to go and find both of these. So if the circumference is 2 pi r, the circumference is 31.42, pi is 3.14, So filling in c and pi gives you 6.28r, 31.4. Solving this for r, divide by 6.28, and they cancel, and I get r. And when I divide that out, I made it up again to come out to be okay, 5. So I have a radius. So I go over to my diagram and put my radius of 5 in here, and notice the height is perpendicular to the radius, very straight down to the base is the right angle. I have a Pythagorean, so c squared a squared plus b squared. Remember, I'm a believer of Pythagorean. It keeps coming up and up and up. So opposite my right angle is my slant height, so I'll call that as an L. The other two sides are 12 and 5. They're the A and B. Remember, Pythagorean, the C is opposite the right angle. I fill in my hypotenuse first. Either I have it or I'm looking for it. So that gives me 12 squared is 144, 12 times 12. 5 squared is 5 times 5 is 25. L squared is 169. L equals the square root of 169. So L is 13. So now I have my radius and my slant height. So let's put the two of them together right here. I have my radius, which is 5, and my slant height, which is 13. So now I'm able to do my surface area. And the base area is the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. So it's 3.14 times, radius is 5 squared. Use a calculator, and that comes out to be 78.5. So it's 3.14 times 25, 78.5. And it's in meters, so area is square meter. Remember, the slant height is just meters. The radius is just a meter. The area is square meters. And the lateral area is the area of the side, which is pi RL. So that's 3.14. And R is 5. My slant height is 13. Multiply all that out with a calculator, and you get 188.4. And it's meters, so it's meters squared. So the surface area is base area plus the lateral area, 78.5, add on 188.4, and that gives you 266.9. And we're to the nearest tenth, so it's already done. Don't have to change it. And so it's meters squared. So the final answer, 266.9 meters squared, approximately. Remember, we're using 3.14, and 3.14 is an approximation. Number 4, again, pause the video and work this one out. I have a lateral area, which is, okay, the lateral area is LA, is 131.88 square feet. And the slant height is L, is 6 feet. Okay. Now I need, in order to get I have my lateral area. The surface area is made up of the base area plus the lateral area. And I already have 131.88 already. What I need is my base area. So my lateral area is, let's see, the lateral area is the area of the side, which is pi RL. So my lateral area is 131.88. Pi is 3.14. I need my radius, and my slant height is 6. So that's 131.88. And 3.14 times 6 is 18.84 R. 3.14 times 6 is 18.84. Now I divide both sides by 18.84. They cancel, give me 1, so R is equal to. And when I divide that out, I get a 7, approximately. Now I have my radius and my slant height. And if I have my radius, I can get my base area. My base area is a circle pi r squared, so 3.14 times 7 is my radius squared, and that gives me 153.86. So now I can take that and fill it in here, but let's write it over again to keep it neat. So the slant area, the surface area is the base area plus the lateral area. I only did this because when I do the surface area, I keep in mind I got a base area and a lateral area. So I knew I had my lateral area, so I had to get my base area. That's why I worked all this out. So my base area is 153.86. My lateral area was 131.88. And if you add all that up, you get 285.74. And you round that. So this number is less than 5, so you don't change your 7, so you get 285.7. And it's in feet. So this is radius, so that's length, that's just feet. Slant height is just feet, but the area is square feet. And the area is square feet. So the final answer is square feet, so it's 285.7 square feet. That takes us to finding the end of the video, finding the surface area of a cone. If you like my video, click on the like button and the subscribe button and the notification bell, because there's more videos coming your way. Write a comment if you're a subscriber, and visit my math website, mathfullyexplained.com. And there you'll find 3 sections, one on me, my credentials, my teaching experience, and the videos section talks about the strategy you're going to use to help you learn your math, and the content talks about topics and the units that are already online. That's in black font, and the red font is the topics that will be developed in the near future. Thank you very much for viewing the video. Bye bye.